Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Red Corner Show. I am Dr. Shamila Ramjawan, host of the Red Corner Show, founder of the Princess D Menstrual Cup and the Olympus International Awards, and lead author of the world's first anthology series, Watering the Seed Stories of Personal Growth. Volumes 1 and 2 are available on Amazon, with Volume 3 launching on the 4th of July, 2026. As we count down to our official launch, we are sharing exclusive interviews with our contributing authors. Joining me today is one of our remarkable authors from the USA, Dr. Simba Maswela, whose contribution is featured as Chapter 34, A Journey to Impact. Dr. Simba Maswela is a Zimbabwean-born philanthropist, entrepreneur, and professional trainer whose life journey bridges rural Africa and the United States. As co-founder of Drill4Life, he leads sustainable clean water initiatives across Sub-Saharan Africa, transforming personal childhood hardship into measurable humanitarian impact. In addition to his nonprofit leadership, he serves as a senior training consultant in the hospitality industry and operates a successful auto dealing business. Dr. Maswela's work is rooted in service, resilience, and the conviction of true success, which is measured not by personal achievement alone, but by the lives uplifted along the way. Welcome, Dr. Maswela.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Great introduction. I love it.
It's awesome having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining me.
Well, we thank you. And I know it's not just me. I think the whole team, even all the authors, we really appreciate all the work that you're doing behind the scenes. Thank you so much, Shamila.
Thank you for that. That is so kind of you. Before we start the chat and discuss watering the seed stories of personal growth, do you want to share anything with the audience?
Yes, I can share just a little bit. You have heard about, who I am, and I definitely appreciate that. But I also want to say that it is a privilege for me to be where I am. It's not because I am so clever, but it is because I have powers around me, that support me as well. Hoping that we're going to be talking about it, but I also appreciate and thank God for the opportunity.
Absolutely love that. Thank you so much. So you've been in Volume 1, and now you're in Volume 3 of Watering the Seed Stories of Personal Growth. Tell us why that you felt is the right time to share your story.
You see, I usually slap me on my wrist, right? Like, why did you miss Volume 2? I should have been available and be present on Volume 2. Well, look, it's a wonderful platform, right? Watering the Seed is a wonderful platform because it is really more so about sharing personal stories. It is about personal growth. It is very authentic when you read and understand where people are coming from. Personal experiences, and when you think about the resilience that everyone is really trying to put into it, overcoming that of adversity, from just where they came from to where they are, and also the authentic journeys, that we are sharing in this book. It's amazing. It really only allows you to say to yourself, I am so blessed, right? It allows you also to say to yourself, I'm not alone in this, right? I'm not alone. So many people, if you open up to yourself, if open up to them, you're going to realize that you are somewhere and you came from somewhere and you got to thank God for it.
I so agree with you. Thank God for that. Yes. And you will notice in Volume 1, we had 25 authors, and in Volume 2, we had 50 authors.
50, yeah, right? We just had 51. So now we have 50. So I wonder what Volume 4 is going to look like.
I think we're going to cap it at 50. I think 50 is a lot.
I think it's a lot.
But yes, we already have authors that are so eager to be in the next volume, which is amazing. It's incredible. This journey has actually taught me so much. And
absolutely,
authors are just opening up, and you will find in Volume 3, some of the authors have never told their stories before. It's the first time the world is going to hear their stories. So it's incredible.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to really market this book. And if you are listening to this right now, really get these books, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. If at all there's anything you can do, buy it for your children, buy it for your, buy it for your friends. The reason why you want to do that is because sometimes we give up in life, and you feel about giving up because life is a challenge. There's so many things coming at you. But when you read these personal stories, stories of personal growth, when you read about the resilience that other people have come through, you're going to only become strong. You're only going to become strong and say, I have hope. And I can do this. If we can do this to our children, even to our young adults, and they're going to really become very, think about the future for themselves as well.
For sure. So Volume 3 will go live on the 4th of July on Amazon.
Okay.
So yes, and we're hoping that it's going to be an Amazon bestseller. So it is the world's first anthology series. So I'm so hoping and praying that it is going to be a bestseller and it's going to be on top of shelves. And yes, as you mentioned, it would make an awesome gift. Just having all 3 volumes, they're just stories and stories and stories, and they're real stories.
Absolutely.
It's lived experiences, and we want people to get the books, enjoy the stories, learn from it, and persevere. No matter what they're doing, they can also just carry on and be that person as well, with all the motivation and inspiration that we get from the authors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now we're going to go into your chapter.
Okay.
What is the core message of your chapter, and what do you want readers to feel or reflect on after reading it?
Well, I have I want to say I have a unique story. So listen, when you buy this book, jump into chapter 34. So you can skip all the other chapters. Just jump into chapter 34. I'm just kidding. Read all the chapters. So my story is really about where I came from. It's really about the transformation, not only of my life, but the transformation of my personal growth into also being able to start a nonprofit organization that's not only made me humble, but also allowed a lot of lives to be served. That's why I am so grateful to have started this nonprofit called Drill4Life. With the help, I don't take credit for it. I've received so much help from people that matter and people that have love for others. And so when you look at that, it only allows me to look back and say, this is where I came from, and I've managed to go through some obstacles. I am second last out of 12 kids in my family. And I am the only one in the United States, right? I mean, we have, we have so many countries that people can migrate to, but God, I guess, made me a path into United States where I was able to meet people that helped me with this nonprofit, organization. So when you look at my story, when you hear my story, when you read my story, it only allows you to say to yourself, I may not have migrated anywhere, but I know that I could be able to do something not only for me, but also for the people around me.
Wow. Yes, absolutely. We have to think about the people around us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, so we're not going to give away too much because we want people to buy the book and read your story and the other.
Yes.
Well, and thank you for sharing so sincerely. Like I said, you've been in Volume 1 and now Volume 3. So yes, people have 2 books to read.
I know. Yes, absolutely. Go get the book.
And like I said, it's a collector's item. So Go get volumes 1 and 2 now, and you can get volume 3 on the 4th of July.
That's right. Yeah.
So I want to explore something deeper in your journey. Can you take us through a defining moment in your journey that shaped your story and who you are today?
Okay, this is a great question, and I don't know if I can also say I have one particular defining story, right? But again, you know, growing up on a farm and also being able to experience the city life, going into this professional world, I actually did not think about going anywhere. I had an okay life, you know, in Zimbabwe, and when the economy started to tank, I said to myself, I gotta find a way. So I feel like one of the defining moments for me was the migration, from me being able to say, I'm gonna leave my family and I'm gonna go to somewhere where I don't have a family. I think that was one of the defining moments, right? And being able to do that, it actually needs a change of mindset, if you will, because we're all connected with family, right? So when you have to leave your family and say, let me go and start a life where I don't have a family, it can be very overwhelming, if you will. So I feel that could be my defining moment, because once I did that, the story is in the book. You're going to see it. You're going to read it. It's going to be lovely.
Yes. You really open up in the book, which is great, about your personal journey. And I want to thank you again for taking us into such a personal part of your journey. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
How has your personal journey influenced your understanding of growth, purpose, and resilience?
Wow. Wow. Well, let me say it this way, right? Growth does not always mean wealth, right? Growth does not always mean 5 degrees. Growth does not always mean I have riches, right? Growth could also mean a change of mindset. It could mean opening up to better ways of shaping other people's lives. You know, growth could mean that I'm in a better position to actually think about the help I can actually do to someone who is underprivileged. That could be, you know, that could be a definition of growth. Not to say that when you have money, when you have wealth, when you have education, you know, that's not growth. That's wonderful. But for me, I am taking it on a different path. I have been blessed to be around people that have made me think differently. I have been blessed to be in a position where now, with the Drill4Life organization, we have served, I can't even give you a number of lives that we have served. And we're not stopping, right? We're not stopping. We are going to continue because we have a goal. And our goal is going to be, 2030 is going to be a big, big goal that we want to achieve. So I can't tell you enough about growth. My personal growth has not only been shaped by the nonprofit, but my journey to become a doctor as well. My journey to have a wonderful job that I have. My journey to have a network of people, including yourself. I would not have met you, you know, if in my journey. So to me, that's a definition of growth.
Wow. Thank you for that. Yes, I'm so glad I met you too, Dr. Simba.
Thank you.
You mentioned Drill4Life, and I mentioned that in your bio as well. Can you tell the audience a little bit about Drill4Life, because you're doing such incredible work?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Drill4Life is a nonprofit organization. We call them NGOs when we go into Africa. It's a registered 501c3 organization. And our purpose is just one. We provide clean water to those that have that don't have access to clean water. It's really near and dear to my heart because I grew up without clean water. So being able to look back, we were talking about growth, and this is an example of it. Being able to look back and say to myself, I don't want anyone in my village, right? Let's just start there. I don't want anyone in my village to die because I almost near death myself. I don't want anyone in my village to die of having waterborne diseases, right? So I'm gonna help. So when we started Drill4Life, it was actually after we had drilled one clean water well in my village, and we said, let's not stop, let's keep going, because the amount of people that we're helping with just one well, right, up to about 3,000 people coming to fetch clean water, right, from a one well. And think about a lot of things. Think about the education that now these kids are not missing, right? Think about the wells that we're putting at schools. When school children were supposed to go to the creek, to the river to go get water, now they have water right there by the school. They're not missing any classes. So there's a lot that we can talk about when we talk about clean water, because it is a human right. Everyone should have access to clean water. It's the 21st century, right? Everyone must have access to clean water. But no, people don't have. If you look at the numbers, just in the Sub-Saharan Africa, it's amazing how a lot of people are dying every minute, right? Children are dying every minute just because there is no access to clean water. And Drill4Life is just out here to eliminate that, and we're gonna do it.
Well, to the audience out there, if you would like to partner with Dr. Simba, please contact him and make it happen.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Moving ahead, what would you say to someone right now who may be facing challenges similar to what you've experienced?
One thing that I always say to myself is, I'm not gonna be silent. I am not gonna be silent. I realize that we have personal challenges, and some of those challenges we struggle opening up to people. But you never know who can help you until you say something. Don't be silent, right? Share a tidbit of your story with a stranger. You know what I do when I'm flying for work? The person sitting right beside me in the plane, they're gonna hear about my story.
Yes.
They're gonna hear about my story. I'm not gonna share a lot, but I'm gonna leave them hungry to know more about my story. I've actually received a lot of donations, if you will, from people I've met at the airport, from people I've met along the way, because I don't know who you are. I'm just gonna tell you where I am, where I came from, where I am, and what I'm doing in my life to help others. That's all I can share, right? If you're feeling like, okay, you know what? I want to help. I love to do this because this young man is doing the best he can. I'm gonna jump in and give $5, right? That always helps our organization. So to you who has a story, don't be silent. Say something. Be a friend to a stranger. You don't know who they are. They're gonna turn around and be your sponsor and be your help. So don't shy out. Say something.
I love that, and you actually sound like me, because when I'm on a flight as well, whoever speaks to me, they ask me, what do you do? Okay, I'm a professor, but this is what I also do. I keep girls in school. How do you keep girls in school? And that's when the conversation starts. So yes, we need to have that voice and be proud of what we do, because we are making an impact. So yes, we're always looking for partners.
Absolutely.
But what you shared offers hope, strength, and it's also a reminder that challenges do not define a person's future, because look at you.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
Now, just going back to watering the seed, how did writing this chapter impact you personally?
So there's not much time we find actually a good time for us to reflect on what we have gone through. When I was writing my chapter, I actually was reminiscing on the small details that I passed through along the way. When you're writing your own story, you actually get to reflect on some things that happened along the way. And it actually made me to feel a little humbled because I would not have thought I would be where I am today, right? But when I'm writing that story and I'm reflecting on that, I'm always saying to myself, wow, I am here, a son of just a farmer in nowhere, in the middle of nowhere in Zimbabwe, right? So it allowed me to reflect. And, I can't even wait. When I read some personal stories in Vol.2 and I read some personal stories in Vol.1, I just I felt blessed. And I also felt the fact that people are going through a lot. And if they could write a book, I think we will all learn from those books. There are so many people that have stories and they have books in their head, but they can't put it in writing. And it was a privilege for me to actually say, let me take what I have in my mind and what I've passed through, what I've gone through, and put it in writing. It is amazing. It's an amazing story.
Wow, awesome. So we're going to see you in future volumes as well. And I want to help you to write your book.
I would love that.
Yes.
I would love that. Yes.
Awesome.
I know that's your forte. That's that's what you do, Shamila. I get it. I know. I need to. Yeah, we're gonna have to discuss. Since we are going to be meeting in July, I'm looking forward to our discussion.
Absolutely. So that's going to be on the agenda. But just what you said, your reflection shows how storytelling can create healing, not only for the readers, but also for you being the author, just by sharing your journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dr. Simba, we've come to the end of the chat. It was great talking to you. Is there anything else that you want to share?
Yes. Maybe just a quick motivational speech. We never know this, but we are all able to do something for somebody. I think we were all put on earth for a reason. So let's look back to where we came from. You may have come from a neighborhood that is drug infested. Do something about it. You may have come from a neighborhood that has issues with children that are doing other things that need some help. Do something about it. I came from a neighborhood, or I came from a region that did not have water, and I am doing something about it. So let's look back and do something about the areas we came from, not because you can, right? But because of that drive that you have, you can find help. When you say something to somebody, you can find help. And if we are able to just help our neighbor, I think we're going to create a better place to live around the world.
I so agree with you. We start with one person, and that's
it.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you so much. Such powerful words to end this show. To our audience, this is just one of the many powerful voices featured in Watering the Seed, Stories of Personal Growth, Volume 3. Thank you so much, Dr. Simba Maswela. Your contribution is not only inspiring, but also impactful, meaningful, and deeply appreciated. You are helping to plant the seeds of courage, resilience, and transformation in the lives of others. And we salute you for that.
Absolutely.
To the audience, if you would like to be on the Red Corner Show, please drop me an email, redcornershow@gmail.com, and you can be sharing your personal journey with us on the Red Corner Show, and also in Volume 4. So please do contact me. Do not forget to like, share, and follow the Red Corner Show, Stories to Share. The world needs you. Until next time, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Simba.
everybody. Thank you.